Alright. Hi, everyone. Alright. Let's get back to Danganronpa. Alright, so last time, Sakura ended her own life as a way to keep her promise to Monokuma, but as a result, we've also lost Alias, I think his name was. Or Chihiro Robot. But now we are, since a new class trial has finished, we can now look around. There's a new area to explore. Let me turn the volume down on my own thing. Hope everyone's day is fine. Should probably start getting some more gifts, huh? Though honestly, I'm just really starting to not see the point. Yeah, I don't care. Maybe if I really want to give someone a gift, I'll go and get one, but I don't really care. Wait, no, let's just map. Fifth floor. Ah! Fifth floor, Host Peak Academy. The fifth floor is an open up to us, and it's totally different from all the floors we've seen up until now. For some reason, it feels unpleasant. Whatever can you mean? Alright then. Didn't really need to see that. Hi, Toko. Oh, she want to talk to me about something? Toko, what's wrong? Is she trying to say something? I think she's almost just a little more than I might get. I'm sorry, but I have no idea what it is you're trying to tell me. Here's our show's job. She looked so sad. I guess she gave up. Aw. Hey, how you doing? Very decent compared to all the others. I'm not sure what it is. Is there some reason for that? I hope it's not anything too creepy. Oh my god! What the hell is this? The grotesque horror of the room struck me hard and fast. What I saw was bad enough, but what I smelled, it was sour, pungent, and possibly rank. I see. Smells awful, doesn't it? It must be at least vaguely familiar to you. After all, you've been around your fair share of corpses. Are you saying it's the smell of death? Their fat flesh and fat and blood. There was no surprise in his voice, no shock. But he was right, I experienced the smell more than once. There's a smell of death and despair. Why is it red here, but when people die, it's all pink? But the smell here is strong, condensed. It's the smell of a battlefield. Monokuma must have... What? My fault again? Stop trying to blame everything on me. If you hadn't done what you did, this never would have happened. No, it's quite the opposite. The opposite? Yep, let me give you an itsy-bitsy, eegy, squeaky little hint. Eegy, squeegy? Version goes, I don't know a thing. I just left it exactly how I found it. What? How's that for a hint? Better than those stupid hints you get from NPCs and those mean old RPGs. It's pretty scary, huh? Blood over the walls and junk. Of course, even in the outside world, people die bloody, gruesome deaths every day. So it's not really a big deal. Just keep your chin up and keep on living, soldier. What's he talking about? You just left it the way you found it? What's the meaning of all this? There are white chalk outlines drawn all over the floor. How many bodies were there? I've seen this kind of thing on detective shows and stuff like that. You always see it at the scene of a murder. Wish I could say I don't believe it. Alright, so it's probably your move. I mean, they're ass favor. How many cameras does this place have anyway? Nice! There's blood all over the place. I want to shut my eyes forever against such a ghastly sight. It appears all the blood stains are dry, and their color has changed as well. I think it's safe to assume these stains are considerably old. Is that why? Because when they pink, they turn red when they get old? This is all really blood? Of course, I wouldn't find it interesting otherwise. And it is interesting, I assure you. What on earth happened in this classroom? I think he's enjoying himself. No, I can keep up with someone like that. Oh, let me just hope the audio isn't too loud for everyone. No, it's good. We're good. Byakuya? About what Monokuma just told us. It's like I'm not even here. He must be lost in thought. Is he really thinking about that hard, or is he just flat out ignoring me? This is one of those monitors he appears on. It seems pretty useless when he's not on it. You know, it's totally useless no matter what. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave. See you later, Byakuya. Hope you enjoyed that. What is this? Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Sounds off. Who's still alive? Who's still alive? Byakuya, Toko, Makoto, Kyoko, Aoi, and Weedman. It kind of sounds like something, I don't know, a cheesy horror movie. How you doing, Specs? You still streaming, or you just stopped? That's obviously last. This looks like a dojo. Nah, done. Making food? Nice. Even though the stream is totally enclosed, there's a cherry tree planted here.
Hey.
It's quite elegant. This is what you consider elegant?
Indeed.
I lived overseas for a long time, so this kind of Japanese-style scenery is refreshing. No, tradition, isn't it kind of out of place? That target seems pretty far away, gotta say. Pretty proud of my eyesight. Nice!
Hey.
Okay, I guess okay. Straw post used for sword practice. Did they use it for training here too? Locker. Oh, wooden lockers here. Well, these keys remind me of super old public bathhouses. Sorry, it's exchange Japanese. Nice! Hi, Kyoko. What Kyoko told me yesterday. What the heck did it mean?
Yukiro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Kyoko? Not gonna say anything. Huh? I can't say anything. Kyoko narrowed her eyes. Her gaze darted up to the surveillance camera.
Hey.
You understand why, right? She's trying to tell me that whatever it was important. The mastermind couldn't find out. How did Kyoko get her hands on information that could be that important?
So then...
We're finished here. I made it very clear that conversation would come to an end. Just like that, just like usual, I didn't understand anything any better than before. I hope there's no more case trial, like, class trials. I didn't really find those fun. Maybe in the second game they'll do... I heard they improve it in the second game. Wow, what is this? Weird, super creepy. Flowers aren't supposed to get this big. This thing real? Watch out! What? That's a Monokuma Flower. I came up with the name myself. Try and touch it, and you're in for some real excitement. Your heart's all like, whoa, and the plant's all like, snap, and your flesh is like, blug, I'm dead. In other words, it's a monstrosity. It's pretty frickin' amazing if I do say so myself. A student at Havoc Academy added improvements after improvement, and added this miracle creature. The ultimate botanist, although they don't go here anymore. They died during the tragedy. By the way, that's not how it looks. That flower is super practical. It can eat paper, plastic, even people, so it's totally good for the environment. Such an eco-friendly creation is vital for the future growth of a healthy society. Not that I know anything about that myself. Nice. Sure, I do take a look at that tool shed. Seems to be totally disorganized, from lawnmower to fertilizer fire plots to farm tools. And leaning against the back wall is that a pickaxe? Minecraft! There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Crazy diamond! Ah, that's my favorite JoJo season. I think I've seen that somewhere. There are different kinds of gardening tools here. Are they trying to get us to become self-sufficient? Flower pots, big ones, little ones, any size you might need. Maybe I'll grow some flowers to put in my room. Oh, even with this here, who's actually going to take care of the lawn? The chicken coop? What's a chicken coop doing here? It even has chickens, huh? They're just regular chickens, right? Like, they don't eat people or lay bombs to eggs or something crazy like that? Seems safe. Chicken! I'll be right back, by the way. I need to go do something. Probably get myself a drink. Oh, you like chicken subakoto? Yeah, those little guys. They're seriously cute, right? And there's exactly 5 of them here. Exactly? 5, you know, the number that comes after 4 before 6, at least in terms of natural numbers. Anyway, whenever the number 5 pops up, that's a good omen. It contains the mysteries of the cosmos. It's a number of power. A refreshing number on par with hand-squeezed all-natural lemonade. He never lets me get a word in edgewise. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll just let this music play. So you have something to listen to. Alright, I'm back. Ah! Sorry. Kind of one of those things where, like, I feel like some hairs, like, oh, that's standing a bit too much out. Like, I shaved, but some hairs I miss. So it's like, better shave that off before I forget. kind of control panel set near the wall? Does it control the air conditioning or something? It controls the sprinklers. Sprinklers? Yeah, it controls the sprinklers in the garden. Sprinklers are set to go off every morning at 7:30. Don't you dare change it without permission. Of course, the setting panel is locked, so you couldn't change it if you wanted to. So that means sprinklers go off at 7:30 every morning. Yep, you got it. It's super user-friendly, which sucks. So if you get here too early, you'll get drenched. So watch yourself. But you're not a little kid, right? You're too old to go running through sprinklers anyway. Or do you have some kind of water fetish? I'm gonna tell everyone. I first thought I saw blue skies, but turns out they just painted the walls and the ceiling.
You know?
Oh, but the plants are all real. It's been a while since I smelled vegetation. It helps me relax.
What the heck?
That's not what you're thinking, is it? Huh? Why is that bad? Don't you get it? Don't you realize the true horror of plant life? It's there, just beneath the surface. Beneath their comic exterior, they're always watching, waiting. When they decide they can't leave us in charge of Earth anymore, they'll put their plan for global human extinction into action.
Well?
I'm serious. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave. Guess I see that there's a zip here now. But once again, nothing seems to make any real sense. Need to head back to the dining hall and find out what the others turned up. What I didn't see, though, I didn't see stairs. So I think this might be the end, of finding more stuff to explore. Rest everyone made their way into the dining hall. And before too long, it would appear everyone has returned. But still, it's just the 6 of us. That's barely enough for a decent volleyball team. Hey, don't worry, be a sour puss. We gotta think positive. Besides, even if one more person dies, we could still field a basketball team. That's like reverse positive thinking. Well, anyway, there's no time to be depressed. For the sake of everyone we lost, we have to do our best. Can we stop all this group hug nonsense? We need to find out what everyone discovered.
Hey.
My concern's with the biolab. That was the only place on the 5th floor that we couldn't access. Biolab, huh? I wonder what's in there. If this were like a cliche horror game, it'd be some kind of creature. Like the final boss, or tyrant, or... Wasn't expecting a Resident Evil reference. We're not in a horror game, though. Either way, we don't need to worry about it at the moment. Don't bother thinking about something that can't be understood, no matter how much you think about it.
Naturally.
Your tiny brains can only do so much, so focus on using them efficiently.
Well...
I don't really like how you said it, but what you said is probably right.
What?
No, how I said it is right, too. Asshole.
Yeah.
I checked all the windows on the 5th floor, front to back. That used to be kind of be Sucker's job, but... Anyway, no dice. There are metal plates on all the windows, just like everywhere else.
Correct.
Which means no chance of escape on the 5th floor either. When I was looking around, I realized something about the layout of the school. I didn't just about the layout of the school.
Just a second.
Took a good look around the 5th floor yourself, didn't you, Makoto? Huh? Why do you ask?
So then...
If you did, you must have noticed the 5th floor is lacking something every other floor has. Are you talking about stairs? There aren't any stairs leading up from the 5th floor. That's what you're talking about, right? Does that mean the 5th floor is the end?
Correct.
We're finally starting to get a clear picture of the school. All that's left now is to solve the underlying mystery. But that's the hardest part! Even if it's hard, we still gotta do it. Yeah, Hina's right. Everything will be okay as long as we're together. I'm sure we'll make it out of this. No, I'm not. No, not I'm sure. We absolutely will make it out of this, no matter what it takes. Hi, Toko. Hey, Byakuya, it seems like Toko wants to say something.
What?
So, why are you telling me? You're like her boy toy or something.
Hey.
Well, because you told her to zip it or whatever. Ah, I forgot about that. Jesus, man, I know you like torturing her, but come on. Well, Toko, if you want to develop solving putrid breath, I won't stop you. You honor me, master. And don't worry, I'll take care of the odor problem. Seriously, you're just gonna take it? Shut up, and don't interrupt Master via talking. Okay, so what did you want to tell us? Well, I was in the classroom on the 5th floor, and something caught my attention. It was this. A knife? Oh, that thing is huge. It's like Rambo size.
What?
It's a survival knife of some type. But what is it doing in a classroom?
Well...
How would I know?
Very suspicious.
What are you gonna use that knife for? What are you planning to do to us? I'm not gonna do anything. I just picked it up. I didn't want to leave a knife just laying around.
How about that?
Rather have it laying around than in the hands of a serial killer. Don't compare me to her. I'm nothing like her. Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it?
You know?
We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't want what she might do. I don't want it anyway. It's too dangerous. So what do you so what to do?
So then...
Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? Oh yeah, I told just Makoto to take care of it. Then that's that. Hold on, don't I get a say?
It's all
It just
clear.
shows how much they trust you. You should do as they ask. Are you sure it's trust? I feel like they're just using me. Okay, here you go, Makoto. It's like I already said yes. Fine. I guess there's nothing I can do. I'll just keep it in my desk drawer for now. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Hey, Toko. Do I still have bad breath? Sorry. Sorry, it stings. I'm sorry, it stings. I'm sorry.
That's
You made a valuable discovery. Good job. Huh? 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 Did Master just praise me? Hey, good for you. Yeah, I'm dreaming. I must be dreaming. Without ever experienced such a dream. I feel strange. So strange. Really strange. I'm done. I'm done voicing this. Whenever I look at Makoto's days, it makes me feel sad. By the way, did any of you find it? The other strange room on the 5th floor? Well, no, strange. Well, no. Strange is a massive understatement. The smell of flesh and fat and blood. The white outlines of countless corpses. It was more dreadful than anything I've ever encountered so far. What the hell are you talking about? The smell itself was horrific, far beyond any normal murder scene. Every body's smell concentrated. God, I'm glad I didn't see it. I feel like I'm gonna barf just hearing you describe it.
But
I mean, what the hell happened in that room?
so in other
I can only think of one thing. A large group of people died right there in that room. That might be the tragedy they're talking about. Or most likely is. A bunch of people were killed in there? Stop, seriously, I'm gonna throw up.
It can't
Perhaps
be.
that's what was meant by the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Huh? You're thinking of the same thing then. My theory is, the mass murder that took place in that room was an incident that's said to have happened 1 year ago. Awful scene in that room. That was a tragedy that happened a year ago?
in other words,
Like the tragedy in another room for the genocide of the student body of Hope's Peak Academy. That's true.
it's all clear.
That explains why Hope's Peak was forced to close its doors.
hey,
I mean, I guess that all makes sense, but it's all just so awful. Not just awful, super awfully awful. They're right, it's beyond awful. It's terrible, tragic, hopeless. But still, how is it not one of us ever heard something about something like that happening? Does that mean they really did cover it up?
you know.
Well, there's a big garden on the 5th floor, and I found more than one thing to be worried about. A stupidly large plant, a chicken coop, and I know what you're gonna say, but a tool shed. Especially it seems dangerous, so we have to be careful.
For serious.
Totally a man-eating plant. I'm pretty sure it's different from the one that lives in the pipe, though. Anyway, that thing must benefit from the sprinkler system as much as anything else in there. Oh yeah, apparently sprinklers come on every morning at 7:30 on the dot. Catch a cold. Well, you don't have to worry. They say idiots never catch colds, you know? Of course not, because idiots never get wet. I think you're thinking of ducks. Sorry to worry about you, Hero. Can you tell me what 10 plus 10 is? Hey, come on, you don't always have to call me dumb. Maybe I've been held back 3 times. That doesn't make me stupid. To make you happy, I want your dumb question. So, what was the question again? Don't worry, you just answered it. Anything else? I think I talked to everyone.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I think we're done here. Unless there's something I'm missing. I mean, everyone's talked to? Everyone kind of just go in here and... You know, we heard what the others had to say. What else is there to say?
You know.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. A bunch of chickens in a chicken coop, right? Yeah, that's right. 5 chickens. I love chickens. Let's raise them big and fat, then we can make fried chicken. Oh, or barbecue decisions. How about raw? There's nothing fresher than raw, right? Anyway, no. Don't do that. I'm pretty sure that'd kill you.
You know.
Not doing that.
You know.
Mr. Two, huh? That pickaxe?
What?
Huh? What about a pickaxe? Well, there's a pickaxe in the tool shed, and the words "Crazy Diamond" had been carved into the handle. Haven't we seen that phrase somewhere before? Crazy Diamond? Yeah, I think that does sound kind of familiar, I think.
It's true.
I don't just think, I know. We've definitely seen that phrase before. Huh? Where? Ah, that's it. I remember. It was on Mono's uniform on the back of his jacket. His jacket said the same thing, right? Crazy Diamond.
I see.
You're absolutely right. Why'd that be on the pickaxe in the garden?
Could it be?
Mono must have snuck in there and done it, right?
Not possible.
But we didn't have access to the garden until today.
That's right.
Then maybe Mondo brought it with him when we first came here, and Monokuma confiscated it. For whatever reason, that's what stuck out to me in the shed. The pickaxe connected to Mondo. Well, what stuck out to me wasn't the pickaxe at all. Huh? Then what did?
Yo.
What I noticed was the lawnmower. I'm thinking maybe we can use it to call for help. How are you gonna call for help with a lawnmower? I don't know, maybe I can use it to make crop circles or something. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make crop circles.
Well,
We use those to call for help. What the heck's happened to you? You weren't like this in the beginning, you know.
you know?
Well, back then, my personality hadn't quite solidified yet. I didn't think it was possible, but I'm more disappointed in you now than I've ever been. Well, I think that's all the information we have for now.
Yo.
So, what do we do? Well, starting today, you're all under my command. But before I proceed, I need to figure something out.
No
Jeez,
way.
how cocky can you be? You're gonna bust through the ceiling if your head gets any bigger.
Um.
So, what is it you want to figure out? Kyoko's identity. Huh?
Well.
Kyoko's identity? But Kyoko is Kyoko, right? What's that? Who is that? It's Patty. Then, yes, but who is she? The rest of us have a clear, definable reason for having selected to attend Hope Peak Academy. Hina's the ultimate swing pro, Hiro's the ultimate clairvoyant. Even Makoto is the ultimate lucky student. More unlucky than lucky these days, but... So about Kyoko. Can anyone tell me what she is? Now you mention it, she's never told us. Well, Kyoko doesn't really like talking about herself anyway, right? It's not a matter of what she likes or doesn't like. This is a matter of trust. Can you trust someone who's unwilling to reveal their true identity? You need to avoid raising any more unnecessary suspicions. To Kyoko, it's time you told us. I can't. What? Why won't she tell us?
Wrong.
I didn't say I won't. I said I can't.
What the heck?
What do you mean?
So.
Because I don't remember. What? I have no memory of what I am. You have no memory? You mean... amnesia?
What?
If I thought you had a sense of humor, I'd say you were joking. But if this is a joke, I'm not laughing.
This is.
You can't be serious right now, can you? I knew you wouldn't believe me. That's why I didn't say anything. But it doesn't matter. Either way, the truth will make itself clear before we're done.
What?
So you have no intention of telling us? Then I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Hey,
What are you gonna do? Torture me? Nothing so barbaric as that.
It's all
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
what?
Limit my options?
Just
Give me the key to your room. But if she gives you her room key, she can't go to sleep in her room. She'll be breaking a school regulation. If she doesn't want that, she'll talk. It's easy. All she has to do is tell us about herself. Just hold on. A threat like that.
That's fine.
Fine. I understand. Good. You're finally in the mood for conversation. Anyway, Kyoko walked right up to Byaka and held out her room key to him.
It can't.
You damn fool. Why do you refuse to talk?
Because.
Whether I want to or not, I can't. All I can do is keep telling you that.
So,
Maybe she really did lose her memory. If you really think about it, it doesn't sound totally impossible. This is the worst school ever, where only the worst stuff happens, right? Amnesia would fit right in.
However.
The worst school where only the worst things happen? Do you really mean that? Huh?
Hey,
Can you really be sure that life here has been filled with only the worst things? What do you mean? Perhaps I've said too much. Then turned her back to us without a word and without a word began to walk away.
Come on.
Where do you think you're going?
goodbye.
Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to harm any of you. Those were her last words as she left. Kyoko's last words. The dining hall was silent. The only sound was the door opening and closing. Kyoko left the room.
What the heck?
What's her deal?
But.
I think you went too far taking your room key like that. For her, that wasn't far enough. Or maybe she gets off on the attention. I can't believe her enjoying getting yelled at.
Stop talking.
You're getting noisy again, Toko.
Come on.
Sorry, I can still hear you. The sound of your breathing, or your heart beating. It grates on me. Are you telling her to die? I mean, I know how you feel, but... What's Kyoko gonna do now? What if, like, Kyoko also has, like, a split personality and she's also the 16th student, and that's how she knows the name? Like 4. Different from when everyone started accusing Sakura. And I'm no different either. I still can't stop anyone. Ah! What? What the hell? Why are you yelling all of a sudden? Cause, look! It's you. How long have you been standing there? I'm very, very angry. Angry? At what? At the thief. Yes, that's right. I'm very sad to tell you. There's a thief in your midst. What? My precious. They stole it. You're precious.
Your teacher had such faith in you, and this is how you repay me with betrayal.
Reality shows so much hardship, isn't it? No wonder people run away into their fantasies. What the heck is your precious? Shut up! I hope all of you get stuck in a hiring freeze and die penniless on the street.
What the heck?
And he's gone. What the heck was that all about?
So,
He said something about this precious getting stolen. You don't have any idea what that might mean? It's likely it has something to do with Kyoko. Huh? Who else other than her would be willing and able to steal something from Monokuma? Kyoko really steal something from Monokuma? That's true, what was it? And why would she do that? Dong, bing, bong. Officially, nighttime.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is
It's officially nighttime.
Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the
He
bed
comes up and is still
by.
mad and just goes, go the fuck to bed!
You know?
However, after what just happened with Monokuma and Kyoko, I feel like there's something in the air. I'll suggest you take extra precautions, like stay in your rooms, don't go wandering around.
well,
Not like we need you to tell us that.
Goodbye.
Well then, let's disperse. I'll see you all tomorrow. Following his lead, each of us went back to our rooms. Ah, that's right. I need to put away the knife that I got from Toko. I think the safest place would be in my desk drawer. But anyways, Kyoko really gonna be okay? She can't get into her room. What's she gonna do? Is there something I can do? Something I can... Why don't you go out and find her? As I realized I'd fallen asleep without realizing it. More important, did I hear the doorbell? Who is it? Oh, hi Kyoko. Kyoko?
hey,
I'm waiting for you in the dressing room. See you there. Hey, wait, Kyoko! No, Jimmy, Kyoko disappeared into the depths of the darkened hallway. I know we're not supposed to go out during nighttime, but I can't just not go.
hey,
Sorry for asking you to meet me so late. It's okay, I'm used to it.
correct.
Indeed.
So,
Well then, let me get straight to the point. It's something you can't talk about. Something you can't talk about in front of the surveillance cameras, right? Does that mean does this have something to do with whatever it is you stole from Monokuma? Monokuma told us earlier that someone had stolen something from him. Was it you?
Indeed.
That's right. So I was right. But what did you steal?
So,
I stole this. A key? By looking at it, I could tell it wasn't just any key. It was shaped like Monokuma. It's probably the only key of its kind on Earth. Where'd you get this?
So,
From the headmaster's room. What? You snuck into the headmaster's room? Wasn't it locked?
however,
The lock was broken. What?
correct.
It was Sakura. She did it for us. She did?
Indeed.
Remember what she said in her note? I'm not gonna just lay down and die. I will fight you. So, Sakura broke into the headmaster's room for us?
That's right.
That's right. So we could uncover whatever secrets might lay hidden within. Man, Sakura's the best, man. Gotta love Sakura. What a Chad. She did that for us? She violated the school regulations to help us? She already decided to die, so her last act was to defy the rules of this place?
Indeed.
I noticed the room was open after the class trial was over yesterday. If I just stole into the room, Monokuma would have noticed right away, which is why I used you as a decoy. She asked me to meet you at the data center in order to... Correct. I want you to draw Monokuma's attention. I took the opportunity to sneak into the headmaster's room, and as a result, I found this key. Wow. Then what you told me yesterday, did that come from the headmaster's room too?
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Alright. Did you find out about this Mukuru Ikasawa while you were in there?
Indeed.
I did find a file in the headmaster's room that talked about her, yes. I don't know all the details yet, but one thing I do know is that Mukuru Ikasawa is dangerous. Dangerous?
In other words,
She may very well be the mastermind. Mastermind? But didn't Ojigo say the headmaster was probably the mastermind?
wrong.
No, the headmaster isn't the mastermind, I'm sure of that. What? I don't have proof yet, but I have no doubt that I'm right. To make such a strong statement without proof, that's not like Kyoko at all. But if it isn't the headmaster, does that mean Mukuru Ikasawa really could be the mastermind? Anyway, this key is the one big opportunity we've been waiting to get our hands on. Now that we've guessed it, we can't let it go, can we? Sure, I mean, what's this key even unlock?
So...
I don't know yet, which is why I need you to draw Monokuma's attention again while I go and find out. Wait, so you're planning on sneaking back in again? You can't, that's way too dangerous. No way to draw his attention, but we don't know. No, there's just one mastermind, right? There's more than one person watching us.
Is that right?
But they didn't catch on last night, right? Maybe we just got lucky.
Hey,
Or maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Huh? Like I said, we didn't get caught last night. As I said, maybe it was just pure luck. Which is why we're going to run the experiment one more time. And if we're successful again, then what may have just been a lucky guess will be proven true. As Kyoko talked, she was calm and collected as ever. I couldn't help but just stand there and listen.
hey,
If it's true that the mastermind can't watch us and control Monokuma at the same time, then there would have to be a period of time where the mastermind is vulnerable. What we need to do is find out for sure if that's actually true, and if we can exploit it. Maybe, but no matter what the reward is, the risk is just too high. But when I think what might happen if we fail,
why is that?
I don't think you need to worry that much after all. If there are no more restrictions, you are free to explore Host Academy at your discretion. No restrictions have been placed on our efforts to solve the mystery, am I wrong? Even when I took the key, I didn't break any rules as far as I can tell. If Mastermind decides to do something, all the rules in the world won't matter. He could just kill us all without a second thought. I see. In that case, even if the plan fails, we'll still be able to prove or disprove the hypothesis. What?
Correct.
In a moment of crisis, will the Mastermind break their own rules or adhere to them no matter what?
In
In other words, we gain something whether we succeed or not. Now there's no reason not to do it, right? But...
if you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward.
We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice.
Hey.
Am I wrong? The moment I finally realized, I had never seen the slightest hint of fear or despair in Kyoko's eyes. Her gaze was firmly fixed on the mystery ahead, the enemy standing before us, and with that in view, she just smiled. I can't change how I feel. I wouldn't if I could. Then Kyoko took something from her coat pocket and held it out to me. Huh, what's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. If something happens?
However,
I'm not planning on dying, but there's always a chance of it, and the depth of that meaning is unappealing.
Hey,
Please, if you want to hold on to it for me. Please, I want you to hold on to it for me. Fine, hold on to it just because you asked me to. But I'm going to give it back at some point. You can be sure of that.
indeed.
Yes, of course. Oh, no, I feel like this is a fucking death flag.
Hey,
Oh, and one more thing. You can't tell anyone else about what I've discovered. Sure, because then there's a chance the Mastermind might find out, right?
indeed.
Well, there's that too. Huh? You mean there's something else?
Well,
It's nothing. Forget I said anything. I can't just forget that easily.
so then,
Okay then. Shall I begin?
Makoto.
I'm counting on you, Makoto. I just have to get Monokuma's attention, right? Well, I'll give it my best shot.
Goodbye.
I'm going on ahead. The rest is up to you. Her curt goodbye was no different from any other time. And like every other time, she moved at a brisk pace as she left. What wasn't like every other time was the sudden knot I felt in my stomach as I watched her walk away. No, everything's gonna be fine, I know it. Because it's Kyoko. Talking to myself helped shake off some of my anxiety. Then I got to work. Okay, let's do this. Hey, Monokuma, you see me, right? Get out of here. I got a bone to pick with you. Then, a few moments later.
Monokuma!
Oh, wow, this is a surprise. You being the one to call me out. Hey, by the way, huh? What are you and Kyoko up to? Going to the bathhouse? Just the two of you? In the middle of the night? Definitely a hot and steamy moment, wouldn't you say? So warm and wet, so wet and warm. I bet you guys are moved to conform with local and international censorship laws. All over her, didn't you? Not gonna talk, huh? Sure, I get it. Whatever, unlike you, I have absolutely no interest in late-night bath scenes. Because I like to maintain a healthy lifestyle observation, far away from X-rated exploits. Oh, so is that why there's no surveillance cameras in the bathhouse? Bullseye! Or is it maybe because the lens get all fogged up and you can't see anything anyway? So like that's the bullseye to me. Anyway, you and all that trouble to get me out of here. Now what do you want? Oh, well, It's just something I want to confirm with you.
Say what?
Whether I'm a mademoiselle or a dude fella.
Actually,
But in the Bear Kingdom, there is no male or female. Actually there is.
what?
Seriously?
My
What am I?
existence.
My entire existence.
This is
That's enough.
weird.
I'll get stuck if I think about it too much. So what do you really want to ask me? Oh, you told us earlier that your precious had been stolen. What's this precious of yours?
What do you
Listen,
think?
I'm sure this is a question, no way it's possible and all, but is that seriously what you dragged me out here to ask me? You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be 100 megaton freaking kidding me! You're not gonna ask me something useful, like how to get the best honey, or Ursine breeding tips? This is just crazy. Are all pubescent teen boys as nutty as you? God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you, it was a key and boom! That's it. What was that second thing? It's a blank, stupid! A secret! Fill it in yourself! Making me trudge all the way out here for that? I'd like to see what's going on in that brain of yours. And the next time you send me for something so stupid, I'll open up your skull and find out! Talking more than a few swear words, Monokuma stormed off. Oof. I become distracted long enough. All I can do is wait and hope Kyoko makes it out okay. No, she'll be fine. It's Kyoko after all. I'm sure she's fine. Right? I went back to my room and laid down, doing my best to settle my nerves and get back to sleep.
Monokuma Theater, brought to you by Spike Chunsoft Company Limited.
What? Oh! The fuck? What the fuck is this? Danganronpa Muso game? God, this looks like such a fucking shitpost. It's a game the world has been waiting for. Unfortunately, development has been cancelled. Of course, and if you buy Danganronpa, who knows? So buy copies for you and all your friends. Hoshi Candy School Store, TGS branch. What? A super stylish, super fashionable game was cancelled during development, but it'll start back up again if Danganronpa sells well.
You guys have to recommend it to your friends too.
Alright guys, well, if you want to fight, if you want a game where you play as Sakura fighting a bunch of soldiers, get the game. You heard it here. You heard it here. Bing, bong.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime. Get ready.
I still need to get Ultra Despair Girls, because I'm pretty sure that's before 3? It's heavy this morning. Must be because I was up so late last night. Anyway, I need to get to the dining hall. Oh, Kyoko's okay. You're like best girl, man. Uh-oh. You're 1 minute late, Makoto. How do you explain this? Sorry, I'm not feeling so great. Wait, you really think a tired excuse like that is gonna work? Huh? Are you allowed to talk again? I recall giving you permission. Huh? I just thought, since the day had passed, maybe I'd reset. Sorry! Please don't hate me. Whatever my punishment is, I'll accept it. Being a sign of Mex is bad, girl. I'll clean your bathroom with my toothbrush. If you stop making disgusting comments like that, maybe I can forgive you. Thank you. I'll make any more disgusting comments, I promise. If I do, I could stuff my mouth full of trash. As long as it's you and no one else, I don't mind. It's no use. She's disgusting to the bone. Anyway, where's Kyoko? I haven't seen her this morning. Not cool. This is worse than being late for lunch, or for a date, for your wedding, for anything. Maybe she's mad at what happened today. She's not going to show up anymore. I can't tell that is why Kyoko might not be here. Best thing to do right now is just keep quiet. Whatever reason, I'm curious to know what she is doing. I know she's not in her room, so...
You know?
Oh yeah, you still have her key, right?
What's this?
Ah, are you looking for Miss Kirigiri? What do you want now?
Hey.
I'm right? You're wondering where Miss Kirigiri is, right? Do you know where she is? Well, it's hard to say. Huh? You don't know either?
What?
It's because he doesn't know. That's why he's here, to try and prod us for information. Hey, don't you hate it when you ask someone what their favorite movie is and they name some indie bullcrap?
This is
feel like I'm getting whiplash the way you change the subject like that. Thank goodness, looks like Monokuma really didn't notice. I said playing off just fine last night, which could mean...
Hey,
Yeah, that's why I can't monitor and control Monokuma at the same time. Could she have been right about that? So was I right? You look for Miss Kirigiri? Any idea where she might have gone? We have no idea. And if we did know, we wouldn't tell you. We're serious. I see. Well, fine. Whatever. I don't really even care anymore. Sayonara, suckers! As soon as he was gone, we all glanced around at each other. So what was that just now? Does that mean Monokuma doesn't know where she is either? It would seem that way.
You know?
Where the heck could she have gone? I don't think we should... Don't you think we should all go look for her? And how would she just reapproach that task? Even Monokuma can't seem to locate her.
Very
Yeah, how can he not know where she is?
yeah, totally.
So strange. Is that key to get someone part... Ah! Oh no, I'm part of the school. Somebody Monokuma wouldn't notice. Where could it be? Spent the rest of the breakfast talking about where we could have gone. Afterwards, we returned to our rooms. Free day? That's where I was staying up last night. Actually, let me look. I'm gonna look up Danganronpa chronological order. Okay, it says Trigger Happy Havoc first. And then Goodbye Despair, which is the second game. And then Ultra Despair Girls, which is a spin-off. Then Limited Battle, which is an iOS game. So I don't care. Kirigiri So, 2016. And then Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Okay. So basically just regular order. Doesn't seem like too much. Alright, I guess we're having a free day. Who should we talk to? I mean... bam, bam, bam. You know, would you guys ever mind if I do like a Stardew Valley stream just to relax sometimes? Because I'd really like to get back into Stardew Valley. Bam, 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 bam. When are we gonna get out of here? Not that I'd have much to look forward to if I did get out. Should I hang out with Toko for a while? Yeah, we should spend more time with Toko. Hey, aren't you such a good person showing me all this pity? Time with Toko. Toko and I grew a little closer today. Would you like to give Toko a present? Sure. Hey, do you want some cola? Some more pity? You guys give people presents when you pity them? You really are a total sucker. Does that mean she liked it? I thought Toko totally hated me. It's like she's going out of her way to avoid me. Still, we're not actually talking either. Hey, Toko? What? You have a question? You have a question for your classmate? Is she happy? Kinda asked before, but what do you like to do in your spare time? I just write. I'm serialized, so I'm always really busy. When I'm not writing, I'm studying. I'm not an idiot like you. Ah, damn it. I had to go to open my big mouth again. You must hate me for sure now, right? No, it didn't really bother me. But I can't believe you actually write novels, and that all people all over the world read them. Stardew Valley? I've talked about it before. How do you get your ideas for what you write? Is it like real life experience, or... Are you stupid? What? I told you, didn't I? I write romance novels. How could I use my real life experience for that? It's all from my imagination. It's just illusions. Illusions that you fall in love as much as you want, even if you never do in real life. Or are you saying you can't write romance unless you already have lots of experience in love? No, not at all. It's okay, I'm used to people making fun of me. But someday I'll show them. I'll get pretty someday and show them all. Phew. Once we're all done, I head back to my room for a little while. Even worse than I did this morning. Body feels like lead and now I'm getting chills. This is bad. I think I might be getting sick. Great, more people to talk to. It's like only 4 people to talk to. It's not a whole lot of people left to talk to, man. And laundry. Hey, how you doing? This is entirely safe.
Yeah.
That's a quote from baseball player Kenji Jojima.
Yeah, totally. You got it.
There's a pool, swim time. Oh, but don't stare, okay? I actually have a swimsuit, just a shirt, and when it gets wet, it's kind of embarrassing.
Huh?
Although, I wasn't embarrassed before, but now I kind of am. I wonder how come. I'm swimming with Tina. You seem kind of embarrassed. Here's some cola. Hey, it's like you read my mind. I mean, she liked it? So hungry. Well, gotta help me. I'm hungry. What am I supposed to do? I need food. Anything. I don't care if it's a sack of paper. I need food. I just eat some more donuts. I can't. That's my secret weapon for emergencies only. If I keep gorging on something like that many calories, I'd get fat in no time. See, she cares about that kind of thing. Well, she is an athlete.
But
I don't want anything sugary right now. I want a salty snack. Like potato chips? Like ramen. How's that a snack?
you got
Huh?
it all
How's it
wrong.
not? See, Mitch, what was your favorite kind of ramen? Show you, without a doubt.
You got
Ah, good choice. Definitely the most refreshing option. How about you, Hina? You're worried about calories and all, so... I'm a pork-tastic tonkatsu girl through and through. Or you don't care about calories at all. The key element of your tonkatsu ramen is the butter and the extra fat. So you okay with that, all that oil? Ah, talking about it just made me even hungrier. Maybe it's time. Maybe I can make it to the dining hall. Are you sure though? I mean, a bowl of ramen has way more calories than a donut. Who does stuff like that? Are you a real man or aren't you? What are you afraid of? Afraid of ramen? You're pathetic, Makoto. I'm ashamed to know you. Are you still Hina? Shut up, get out of my way. I'm going to show you what a real man looks like. Or are you going to stand in my way and suffer the first fist-based consequences? No, I have no intention of getting in your way. Then don't. If I don't do this now, when am I ever going to get another chance? Oh, Raven, Hina ran off at a dangerous clip toward the kitchen. Tons of food. Hina is terrifying. I learned my lesson. Head back to my room. I don't like this music. I feel kind of dizzy. Yeah, that's hangry. You're different when you're hungry. Here, have a Snickers. Better? Better. Nighttime wasn't for a while, but I felt like my body has reached its limit. As I dropped in my bed, I feel like I was falling into a bottomless pit. Weird. I was unconscious when my head hit the pillow. Well, it's not quite true. I didn't pass out completely. It's more like my consciousness went dim. Back and forth between sleep and wakefulness. Which is all to say... I was restless. Oh, I promise I'm wandering through a strange dream. And within that dream, that voice echoed across the walls of my mind.
I understand.
That voice. So familiar. Ah, it's...
I understand.
That's me. It's me.
I understand.
Should I get to her a Snickers instead of a cola?
I should.
Yeah, now I just made her more thirsty.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Huh? What am I trying to say?
This is all for Hope. And that's why I have to stay. I have to stay here. My dream just now. What? So strange. Huh?
Oh!
Kyoko? What did you...
What's going on?
What did you say?
My man's going fucking... It's fever dream. Every day's peaceful, every day is joyful. Happy days from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. Wishing only for those unchanging, unending happy days of boredom repeating over and over. No abnormalities as far as the eye can see. Life without the tiniest speck of abnormality.
If the world were like that, I'd consider that pretty damn abnormal.
Babu. The babu people. Oh, bobo bebop. Ah, beep boop boop.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. Get ready.
Oh, bebop babu. It's longer than usual for me to open my eyes. They decided to bring yourself out the rest of the way. The chills, aches, and infallible lethargy. They had all disappeared in the night. All that left me drenched in sweat. It wasn't just because of whatever bug I'd caught either. It was also the dream I'd had. What the hell was that? I mean, was it really even really a dream? I started to recall it. I scrambled to grab onto fragments of the dream and reel them up from the depths of my memory. That's right. I remember last night. Came down with a fever and couldn't quite get to sleep. And I heard a voice. I didn't really understand. And then... all of a sudden, I was awake. And there's a strange person standing next to my bed wearing a mask. And they were holding a knife. Let's say I fought him off, but I don't actually remember. Like my mind had been attached to my body, burning up with a fever. Somewhere far away, watching my body move on its own. And because of that, I don't remember what happened, but still, I think I resisted them desperately, feverishly. After that, things got black, and the next thing I remember... Kyoko was there. But... what would she have been doing in my room? It was a strange dream. No, was it really a dream? How can I possibly find out either way? Like, huh? It's empty. There's nothing inside. Yup, they took the knife. Wait, nothing inside? That's strange. Because it definitely wasn't before. Plus, I put the knife I got from Toko in there. Wait, that means... like they told me to keep safe. I knew it. I just had a feeling. It wasn't a dream after all. If that's true, this all makes even less sense. Why would someone have wanted to attack me? Who was that behind the mask? Why was Kyoko... what the hell is going on? Well, I don't think I'm gonna figure it out on my own. Should head to the dining hall. Then I can talk to everyone else about it. Okay, so that's Kyoko. Kyoko's been gone for 2 nights already.
Hey,
Makoto, yep, that's Makoto. Sure as the sky's blue. Hey, Hina. You really had me worried, you know? What happened to you last night? Worried? Yeah, right after nighttime hit, we all went to get you. We're hammering away at your doorbell, but you never answered. I thought maybe you'd been, you know... I mean, not that that actually happened. I mean, nobody here would want to, you know... Hey, what were you doing? I didn't feel good, so I went right to bed. I had no idea you guys even showed up. Why did you come to get me? Did something happen? Well, lots of stuff, actually. I'm not sure I can really explain. Let's get it with everyone else, and they can all tell you about it. Is everyone waiting somewhere else something? Oh, yeah. We all stayed up the whole night. The whole night? I lost that rock, paper, scissors, so I had to come get breakfast for everyone.
Okay.
So you got here just in time. Come come on, help me carry it. Okay, sure. Everyone's in the gym. Hurry up, I'll meet you there. Entire night? Weird. Wonder why. Bah, bah. Vibrating ass phone. Ah, there he is.
Huh?
This is worse than being late for your wedding. With your son and your own funeral all at once.
What?
Jesus, show up now like it's no big deal. You need to stay up all night while you slept like a baby in your bed? Like I said, everyone was there besides Kyoko, and then I noticed they formed a circle around something. saw what that something was. What the? I catch it, I cried out. What? What? It's right in front of them were the remains of Monokuma.
What are you doing?
What does it look like? We're dismantling it to see what makes it tick.
Dismantling? But I mean, that's Monokuma you're messing with, right?
Yeah, that's right.
She's not even phased.
Relax, there's no danger. You say that, but what is this? What are you guys doing? Seriously, what are you thinking? How can you say tearing apart something like that isn't dangerous? Well, I guess I'll handle this. I'll explain what's going on, Makoto, because that's how much I like you. Byakuya found this little fella lying around, then we tore it apart. That doesn't explain anything. Just before we went to bed last night, I came to them to try and talk to Monokuma. I wanted to see if he had any new information about Kyoko's disappearance. I found him here, just like normal, however. When I found him, he was no more than a regular toy. He didn't react, didn't say a word. You're saying he wasn't moving at all? I waited here until nighttime officially began. Still, Monokuma lay there motionless. I gathered everyone up as quickly as possible so they could take a look. Even then, he still didn't make a move. He initiated the disassembly process. It was Master's stroke of genius. A chance to find out what made Monokuma tick. One thing I discovered is that he's quite a sophisticated machine. It's leagues beyond any normal remote-controlled toy. Who has enough free time to invest in something like that anyway? But besides that, what I'm wondering is, why did he stop moving all of a sudden? I thought maybe it malfunctioned, but we didn't find anything as we were taking him apart. So if he didn't break down, then maybe something happened to his puppeteer, the mastermind, something unexpected. Can't imagine any other possibility. Something unexpected? They were probably so scared of the master, they ran away in terror. Or maybe they got sick or something. Monokuma made his announcement this morning, right? Who was that, if not the mastermind? Oh, I'm sure it's recording. It's set to a timer. Plays as necessary. That's true. He says the exact same thing every day, right? Hey, guys, I don't think now's a good time for light conversation.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. Oh, a bomb? That's super bad. We need to get rid of it. Roger that. It appears the bomb has a motion sensor, and he said moves and is sure to go off. Motion sensor? For serious? Oh, I'm starting to get all shaky. Okay, get it together. You're a man, aren't you? I'm fine. I'm totally fine. You're not so fine. You're so not fine. You're all Oh, I probably should mention the motion sensor's off right now. Jeez, don't scare me like that. God, you're like the world's most spineless worm of the century.
Don't be mean.
Hey, come on. The century's just getting started. Don't call the race already. Oh, whatever. Just hurry up and put the bomb down. Hang on to it's not going to do anyone any good. Oh, yeah. Good call.
Well,
Okay, it's down. Everything's all good. Got the bomb down, but that wasn't my main concern at the moment. My eyes glued to the Monokuma remain. He just stopped moving all of a sudden. Was there really because something bad happened to the mastermind that they weren't expecting? But what could that have been? When I thought about it, I couldn't help but think back to the night before, being attacked by that masked figure. Hey, Makoto? Huh?
hey.
Don't hunt us. Did you hear a thing we just said? Huh? So that's a no. What are you, some kind of brain-dead farm animal? Sorry. We're just saying, since we're done dismantling Monokuma, what should we do now? And we've decided to continue our offensive assault.
It's all clear.
And Master sure that we're going to break into the headmaster's room. Really?
Naturally.
Since the mastermind appears to have stopped all activity, now's our chance, wouldn't you agree? But if the mastermind comes back while we're in there, if you're scared, you're welcome to stay here by yourself. Or go live in the chicken coop with all the other chickens. You can be chicken number 6.
Such.
This is a battle. Fight to the death between us and the mastermind. We don't have time to deliberate. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to kill each other or anyone else, but we have a chance now.
Come on.
So, what are you going to do? You're going to run away, or are you going to fight? You're right. I'll go with you.
It's all
Okay,
clear.
then. We're going to break into the headmaster's room. Everything comes down to this moment. Anything can happen, so prepare yourselves. I'll follow you anywhere, master, to all the ends of the earth. Sakura, if you hear me, lend me your strength.
How about
I can do this. I'm a man. I can do this. I've got the will of the entire universe on my side. My found determination in our own ways, and when we're ready, we left the gym. And we're at the headmaster's room on the 4th floor of the school. Alright. I have to take a small break. Get up, stretch, get water, or a drink, whatever you want. I need to go check on laundry anyway, so we'll be right back. There you go. You can have scary, creepy music. Alright, bye. forever. This is it. This is the end. Never seen you guys again. This is where I'm ending my streaming career. Alright, we're back. Whew. Alright, we're back. How's everyone doing? Oh, right. Turned off? I don't know. You don't get in his way. God.
Okay.
You're watching over us, so we're definitely gonna find something to help us bring this to an end.
Let's go.
This is where we expose every last detail of the mastermind. Is everyone ready? It's locked, as expected. So, what are you gonna do?
What?
We're gonna tear this door off its hinges. Wait, the rules say... We've seen that the mastermind isn't watching us, though those don't matter anymore.
But
Like I said, if the mastermind did show up while we were in there,
So in
then we'll
other
just have to finish our
words,
business before that can happen.
hey,
Okay, sure, but
What?
we come this far, we can't back down now. We agreed this is what we have to do, so we have to do it.
I mean,
We haven't had any choice, we're desperate. Let's do this, let's rip the door down.
actually,
Okay, but how are we gonna do that? The thing looks pretty sturdy.
Hmm.
We need something sturdy of our own. Oh, how about that one thing? The pickaxe. Thing in the tool shed. Oh yeah, the pickaxe!
I see.
And it could very well be exactly what we need. Now then, Toko, what time is this? Well, when we just it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now.
It's all clear.
Okay, good Pex and be back here by 9:01. That's straight up unreasonable! By myself?
Naturally.
Surely you have to have your me time once in a while, right? Well, if it's me and you time, Master, then yeah.
What?
You know how much it took you to say that? 10 seconds. Take too long and I'll erase your existence from my consciousness. Alright, loud as a herd of rabid elephants.
hey,
We're serious though, are we just gonna knock this door down? No problem is solved by running away. Find your stones and be a man. He's right. You can't move forward by always avoiding danger.
If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward.
You know the danger, but if that risks being solving the mystery, we have no choice.
Hey,
Am I wrong? The thing is, we have to overcome the challenges in front of us. Maybe, but I'm still super stressed. I'm so tense I can hardly talk. Oh, flub is no. I'm totally flub. Fabric sauce? Gross. Where'd that come from? Wait, just say, Joe, where'd you come from? Hello, it's the wonderful, murdiferous fiend. Here, greet you with a razor-sharp smile.
Come on.
And what about the pickaxe? Where is it? So I was supposed to pick an axe? No, you seeping imbecile. The pickaxe. Seeping imbecile? Oh, Master, you wouldn't me with your executive-level barbs. Here comes the bloody nose. Lisa, did you really forget the pickaxe?
give it a rest.
Omega D fatty acids, that's what you need. Great for the old memory factory. I think we were decided that the memory doesn't carry over when they switch.
Not possible.
This is a level of uselessness I find difficult to tolerate.
Yeah.
Ah, the light bulb just went on. That's why I went to the garden, right? I was supposed to get the pickaxe. Alright, we solved one mystery. That means there's just one more mystery left. One more mystery. Yep, now you just need to figure out the identity of Object X. What are you talking about? You're missing out on life? I'm not missing out on life. In fact, I found one in the garden. What? What did you find? Or puss. Hear me? I said corpse. A corpse? That's right, I found a corpse in the garden. A corpse in the garden? Well, then, before we enter the headmaster room, it appears we have something else to look into.
Come on.
We're going to the garden. Okay. Oh, no. As soon as I went to the garden, I saw it. I didn't want to, but... Oh! Well, that's not a student. There's a knife. Burdened their stomach up to the hilt. What the? Are they really dead? For sure, but who is it? Just to make things clear. Last night, I was attacked by someone wearing a mask. Whoever that was, now they're... I don't know why, but now they're laying dead in front of me.
No way!
Are you really dead? Is this really a dead body? You need to begin looking around right away. However, be ever so careful. There's no telling what you might find. Take off the mask. I don't know who this actually is, but there's no way to tell with the mask covering their face like that. The white coat they're wearing makes it impossible to tell anything about the body itself. The victim is a total mystery. One thing I do know. This is they attacked me last night in my room. But why? Their heart isn't beating, they're not breathing, all signs have come to a complete stop. Thanks to the knife that's been driven into their stomach, their clothes are stained a bright red. It appears the bleeding has stopped, but the blood that's there is still wet. Be careful you don't touch it and get some on you. How can you be so calm at a time like this? Who is it? Their face and body are hidden, so I don't have a clue. Pretty sure it's a girl at least. Huh? How can you tell? Well, I think I see the outline of her chest and just the general shape of her body. The more the more I'm sure it's a girl. Wait, then it could be... Okay then, let's just tear the mask clean off.
Come on.
Wait, don't! Whoa! Jesus Christ! Body blew up. It blew. Yeah, yeet! You gotta yeet it! Look at her go! My vision started to darken and I prepared to pass out, but then...
Come on.
Hurry up, put out the fire! Listen slowly, a voice reached up and pulled it back down to earth. First down into some hands. It was a bucket of water. Come on, dump the water on it! Okay. I even just as hard as I could. Sploosh! Still got some fucking airtime! Thankfully, that wasn't enough to put out the fire. Died down, leaving me with the unpleasant smell of burning. Yes, that took care of it. What the hell, man? It exploded? I had a bad feeling about the body, but I never imagined it would explode. And now the body...
What?
That's beyond well done, man! Don't go here to a steak. I'll never be able to eat steak again! But now that the body's charred, I really have no idea. How are you gonna find out who it was? Who isn't here right now, huh?
What?
If who's not here, that'll quickly narrow down who it must be. There's only one person missing. It's... Kyoko? Kyoko? And that dead body is Kyoko? You should not be eating well-done steak anyway. Apparently according to Lunar, you can make some pretty tasty well-done steak. And he's made some pretty good food in the past. I know he makes good food. He's the only one of my group that can actually make amazing food. From what he's told me, so... I'll give it a shot if he makes it. But other than that, no, I'm never gonna have well-done steak. And same with Kyoko. But I mean, who else? There is one other person. The Mastermind. What? The Mastermind? Come on, there's no way. The Mastermind got charbroiled? Get serious. I agree. Normally, the idea wouldn't be worth considering. I have reason to believe it may be true. Mastermind's dead would explain the other matter, wouldn't it? Why can we hardly move around if Master is dead, right? But that corpse doesn't grow, right? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, remember what Alter Ego said? Let me find this all out. In the files, there's a man in his late 30s. He's possibly even likely he's somewhere in the school right now.
What the heck?
Some middle-aged dude, right? Which the corpse obviously isn't. Then could that mean the Mastermind isn't the headmaster? Is it the teenage girl Kyoko told me about? The ultimate despair. Huh? Mikuro Ikusaba, the 16th student at Hope's Peak. What are you talking about? The other day, Kyoko confided to me. She said there was a 16th student here in the school.
What?
I think you better tell us everything you know. Well, all Kyoko told me was...
Mikuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Oh, dude, you know, we haven't really checked on Toko. She got fucking yeeted, man. No, Havoc isn't a Havoc, so I'm sure of that. He's a mastermind, I'm sure of that. I haven't any proof yet, but I have no doubt that I'm right.
I see.
And it's female? That would match the body's characteristics. That phrase, the ultimate despair, it sounds super mastermindy, doesn't it? Oh, so the mastermind is this girl Makuro sitting here, and she's the ultimate despair? But she's been hiding here in the school like some teenage Bigfoot. How'd you end up burnt to a crisp? None of this makes any sense. Just suddenly show up and then die? I think you better take a closer look at the body. Maybe some clues help us figure out exactly who it is. Ah, hey, wait!
What?
What? Or if you need something, you know, Toko? Oh yeah, she got totally blew up, huh? Look at her, I'm sure the concussion vaporized her. No, she's fine. Oh, she survived. Oh, she survived. Huh? What's happened, Master?
Stop talking.
You declared for the whole world to hear that you would never inhale a single molecule of oxygen. Oh, then, I don't mind breathing in the carbon dioxide you exhale. That's enough for me to live. This is the strangest back and forth I've ever seen. Alright, just for a second. It's a corpse, isn't it? Well, yeah, I guess so. You guess? Which is it? Is it a dead body or not? It's a dead body. I hate this. I hate it. I'm not gonna look at it. I don't want to faint again. Yeah, I don't want that either, so I think it's best if you don't look. Everyone's dying. Why? Why is this happening? Right now, I have to focus on that body. Just take a close look at the body one more time. Watch yourself, Kodo. She may be dead, but she's still a girl. Don't worry about it. I don't plan on touching the body all that much. Not Kyoko, after all. Oh, next to the body, it's a key? Is it what Kyoko took from Monokuma? What did you steal?
So...
I stole this. No, it's not. Yeah, it's different. Completely different key. Monokuma. This isn't anything like that. But this could get us into the data center. Then this key is... What is it? Did you find something? Yeah, this is on the ground near the body. Never seen this key before. What could it possibly go to? So even you don't know then. Makoto, I'm gonna give you a very important task, huh?
I see.
The key might give you access to certain areas that we thought were locked. You mean
So
the biolab, the day center, the headmaster's room, and the dorm rooms on the second floor. It's in your hands. So I'm your errand boy now? Oh, I wanted to look at the body. I think it's the data center. It has fucking, like, tech shit on it. But first, since you're already up here, let's go ahead and check the biolab. Alright, data center it is. It was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. Click. It fits! Then it's key to the data center. I managed to unlock the data center. That's not all that running paid off. I have to go tell everyone else. Maybe they head back to the garden. So you're back. How'd it go? I found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center, down on the 4th floor. We can get to the data center now? Interesting. He on them. I suppose we're supposed to go to the data center and find out. Yeah, I think you're right. Here we are. Looks like the door's still unlocked. Hey, so when you open that door, there's not going to be another huge kaboom. Oh, did someone... Oh, Disney Reviews! Oh, hey! Nice to see you. How's it going? Just doing an anime teenage murder simulator. Welcome, thank you for following. You're asking that now? Don't worry, we have Makoto. What? It's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used. I like how they're all... Oh, well, Byaku's sitting pretty close to it. How you doing, Toko? Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be a big earth-shattering kaboom! Yeah. Oh, don't let it go to your head. I'm not so happy about any of this. Alright, let's go in. Play a better game. You're better than this. Hey, I'm finding the story interesting. Okay. Here, so I slowly open my eyes. There's an intriguing mystery to this. This is the room that we've always seen Monokuma in. In a word, the room was strange. All the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It's a wild-ass ride. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. The only thing I don't like is the, like, actual gameplay part. Because it's just Ace Attorney with extra steps that I don't need. Wasn't a surface fear like this is go here, the fear is lurking beneath the surface. The room is filled with that kind of dread. Though I will say, the writing does have its, purple prose. Who's your waifu? Kyoko. Kyoko's awesome. I love Kyoko. Like, Kyoko and Sakura's also very cool. Sakura's also top tier waifu. But sadly, she is no more. Then turned a hand and pointed. Mars on the wall. Look what they're showing. Each one displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, every part of the school was covered. This is a direct feed from every single surveillance camera. Are you going to stream the others at this? Yes. Yes, I will. And possibly Ultra Despair Girls. But once, I'll stream all of them eventually, but when AI Nirvana Initiative comes out. Because then it gets even stupider. I hear part 2 is pretty good. But once we get to, once AI Nirvana Initiative comes out, I'll be taking a break from these to play that specifically. It is. Yeah, I hear 2 and 3 are just fucking insane. And displayed here on these monitors. So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. It's to watch us? And this room is...
It's all clear now.
Mastermind's private room, without a doubt. The Mastermind's room. I guess that makes sense. So the Mastermind was here. Look, a Monokuma door. Watching us. The amount of cultural damage is caused on the Tumblr youth of its time is unrecoverable. I can bet. The body in the garden. They had the key to this room. It can only mean one thing. That was the body of Mikuru Ikosaba, and she was the Mastermind. I don't know. I don't trust any of this. Mastermind is dead? Like, really, really dead? It would seem so. For serious? It's too bad they had to go and die before Master could kill them himself. Mastermind is dead? I don't believe it. Because, I mean, that body. Obviously didn't die a natural death. So who was it that... But if the Mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this hellhole. We gotta hurry up and find the exit. Come on! No, we have to check this area thoroughly first. Huh? What about the exit? If the Mastermind truly is dead, we can leave whenever we decide to. But right now, we need to find out why the Mastermind set up this life or death game in the first place. And I'm bothered by the fact that the Mastermind was obviously murdered. Murdered? So you think so too, huh?
Naturally.
Naturally. The state of the course makes it plain as day. There's absolutely no doubt. Mastermind was murdered. Murder! But why's it gotta be that way? I mean, who could have even done it? That's exactly why I need to investigate the purpose and identify the identity of the Mastermind. Now, do you understand, you useless insect? You're banned from talking to Master ever again. Mastermind's purpose and why they were killed. This room may very well hold the answers to those questions. After all, the Mastermind must have spent who knows how much time in here. Okay then, let's begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the Mastermind. Why was the Mastermind murdered? For that we need to find out... Yeah, okay. What does everyone else have to say? Can't be how many Mars there are. My eyes are flickering as fast as they are. Hurry up and find something. Master. You're gonna be that guy, but I also really want to get out of here. Bunch of CUDA all lined up. They look like high-performance PCs, nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego's installed on. Oh man, do they stream here? But they seem to be locked. So what, we can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in. What century are you from? Master must have been using these monitors to monitor the network. An Alter Ego. You'd be right about that.
What?
But there's no point in thinking about it right now. You're right. Monokuma door. No luck. No, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole. Oh, maybe the Monokuma key for the Monokuma door.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. The mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's really a ridiculous number of monitors here. Mastermind's using them all to spy on us. As long as I have this. Huh? Look at Master go. It's like a feast for the eyes. How much is a monthly membership? Dude, she's just like thirsty. She needs to drink some water. You're showing up on this one. Hey, huh? Hey, look, next to that TV. Isn't that TV antenna? It is, just like the one my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas. Thirsty? Dehydrated. Yeah, she is fucking... She is in the desert. Just looking for any source of water. Well, it's Saturday morning, Hina's here. Huh? Are you talking about me? Hey, if you can watch TV, let's do it. Come on, come on.
You know?
You're all starved for info from the outside world, huh? Alright, let me work my magic, and you'll be quantum leaping your way to the TV lamp before you know it. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about?
You know?
Oh! Oh! What's wrong? Good news for all you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got TV working. Really? Now all you gotta do is switch it on.
What?
Then do it. Freaking idiot mastermind. All you guys need to cut free from your rest of the outside world. And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time. They really thought they could get away with it. That's unsettling. Huh? This is feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it?
What the heck?
Huh? That's weird.
Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
That's really weird. You're weird. Weird in every way possible. And not just weird, super weird. But the TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. How is it showing the camera feed?
Well,
Did you try changing the channel? Okay, let's give that a try. Yeah, it was just us. It was live feed of us standing there in the data center.
What the heck?
What the heck? Is it broken or something?
Could it
No, there must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup. A trick? What kind of trick?
actually?
I'm not sure, but... Huh? 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 Ah! Been a while, you friggin' bastards! Monokuma? How? You're supposed to be dead. Me dead? Don't be frickin' stupid! Hey, your Octocut's changed. Something seems different. Of course I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. Not even. It's been like half a day at most. How are you alive again? Oh yeah, that's it. Pooh, look on your faces right now is sublime. That's what I wanted to see. The moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you pretend to be dead all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the one to pretend to be dead when you see a bear. I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna laugh now. Ha ha ha. And that's that. Well, it's almost time to cut off your past so full of hope. We can despair at the future ahead of yours. To you. I want you all to have way more fun than this killing game. You can't be serious. We have to keep going? No, we were supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still just getting out of here? How do you not get it? There is no getting out of here. And besides, this life isn't all bad, you know? I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. Are you serious? This place is the worst. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair?
Well now.
I'm pooped from all that laughing. Actually, I'll just get to the point now. The point? Yes, really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
What?
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
What the heck?
I connected antenna, so why is it just showing us surveillance feed? Ooh, look at how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on the blood cut you see and tell you about it. That TV's absolutely without displaying the signal coming in on the antenna. Huh? What does that mean? It's saying the signal, but it's just us standing here. You're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you. This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. What? This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. The higher times he says it, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I'd understand deeper meaning. What kind of bad joke is this? Can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow? The camera feed is being broadcast? No way, that's impossible. That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system, you know? All you need is one weird trick that I found, and hijacking the airwaves is easy mode. Are you being serious right now? Of course! I heard kind of creaking. Sounds coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind had begun to creak and groan. Everything has a meaning, you know. All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries, even me learning you here right now. Why to do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience, to show them true despair like they'd never seen it before. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment. You're lying. If this is on TV, the place and everyone would be going crazy. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
Actually...
What if they already did? Huh?
Yes, indeed.
Then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who would actually come here to help? Don't you think it's possible? I don't really know personally, though, so whatever.
This can't be.
But to control all communications like that, you need an astronomical amount of resources. Yep, so how could things have come this far? Well, that's a secret. That's something you all need to do first, right? Remember? Yeah, duh. It's the business of... Fuck. That's the murder one.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Gosh, child, did they mean? Alright, this one come right here. Everyone give it all you got, okay? Okay, things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride!
I can't wait! I can't wait!
And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible, the truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. Took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. Hey, this what's the spirit of David, and how is he still alive? So that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did you say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. Class trial is a class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusawa was the one who died. Victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fills that condition. Mukuro is still alive and active. That means the mastermind Mukuro Ikusawa isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible, because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this. I don't believe it. I really hope it's not Kyoko. I refuse to believe it. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe it, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we better begin. But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer...
That's right.
Correct, it must be someone participating in our school life. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no. Huh? But you just said...
Stop.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. You value your lives. You put everything you have into this. This is how the game works, after all. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. They were dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed in a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. He also been stuck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. You got to see crime. Back to the garden. Interesting music to use now. I guess now because everyone's working together to get this done. Instead of someone who's actually working against us. Is this... It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. Or she's supposed to have thrown it over here. Nice kid with a fatal injury? Either way, this knife looks really familiar. Wait, is this... Yep, it's the knife he had. That's not a knife. The person was holding. This is getting really weird. There's just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was attacking last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab the same masked protector we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because... when they attacked, I was in kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then And if this really is Kyoko, I mean Kyoko's the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. These look like fragments of something. That's the bomb! I'm sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. And the body has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. That looks like the bomb. That was in, That was in Monokuma. Or more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? Something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. Kyoko didn't... Well, we don't know if Kyoko didn't wear them. But she wore gloves, so why would she wear fucking... fake nails? Like they get in the way of normal activity. It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The other half of the body got set on fire in the frozen, so it's totally blackened. The other half of the body is wet, because you threw water on it. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I didn't throw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, bottom half, is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? The other half of the body didn't get wet at all. After all, the body... yep, it's strange why the bottom isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Look at the fucking shoes! That's a stab wound. We totally got burnt up. There's only one little piece left. I guess that's it. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct, I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now, and what's nighttime got to do with it? Because I guess the murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going to look around for everyone so I could tell him about Monokuma. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived, there was no body here. Something could have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. When we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. Once we don't have alibis, are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by a room as well. But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? Telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So what now? You seem to be quite at a disadvantage here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. That sound, huh? Look like what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual. I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. 7:30. Then I head to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go to get the pickaxe. That's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, it's about 9 o'clock. So it's about 9 on the dot now. Hero cultivating his weed plants. That's right.
You know?
Actually, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. I belong to. Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Actually, no, before it blew up, if I remember right. Speaking of blood, apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Throat's getting, like, strangely itchy. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Ah, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better, too. So, thank you, too. So, if you met with... The sprinklers come on at 7:30. I'm sure that's important. Somehow. And I met up with Hina at around 7:30. The sprinklers showed at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the water was here before, then the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Things I've been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. How's the chickens? There's 4. Huh? 4?
Yo.
What's going on, Makoto? I'm glad you're here. Listen, you ever have any chickens that were in here? Of course, they were for Site C5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? We're missing a chicken! Why would he miss his... Why is the chicken missing? So yeah, I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just for nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world! It's like a jigsaw puzzle! If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished! They must ignore it here and focus on the problem at hand. Why don't the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Dude, paper! Tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? Before I look into that, it could be related to the case. Covered with mud and grime, but the underside is totally clean, completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. But what? Yeah, like whoever murdered them, it's obviously is trying to frame it on Makoto because if Makoto was actually trying to hide a body, why wouldn't he just put it in the man-eating plant? There's one thing here that concerns me. In here? Well, there aren't any included in the fertilizer. Nice! think I checked everything I need to this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. If I can find before, there's something I need to go. Somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. So I need to find out more about Kyoko. That corp related to Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night?
It's all clear now.
It's simply limit your asking allow you to gauge any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options.
Just
Give me the key to your room. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later, at the class trial. No, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on me, I may go with you, or I may not. How am I clear, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I shall look around somewhere else. I got that one area. Little bitch ass Byakuya. Bitch ass Byakuya. What a bitch. Yep, the bomb's gone.
You know?
It's what? A bomb. Yeah, we saw that. Byakuya.
let's go.
Yep. Alright. Well, then here we go. This is Kyoko's room. On the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers that there's really traditional public bathhouses use them for lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. It doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that. But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really what? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. Alright, well, to the dojo then. Too bad. I don't see anything senior, at least not as far as my case is concerned.
What?
I'm gonna find some clue in here. Clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
Hey, serious, that's why you made me take out the time of my search to come here? Sorry. Alright, so if I'm poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. You should have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know! Here's something. Oh, what's this?
It's true.
Sure, I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. Says something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something certainly happened, so open it. Okay. Single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
What's... That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. What would it be? Probably didn't expect to find anything, but as I looked at the sheets. What's this? On a crumpled piece of paper. Makuro Ikusaba. Here's Makuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. Probably another thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and... that's it. Here, blank that Makuro was talking about. Kyoko said that death of that meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Also, soldier. Though small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets, and an intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone, completely unannounced. She had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She said she hadn't been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Well, I told you, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction, the other's sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things as just an ordinary person. But then,
I see.
never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have the uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I'd say I'm intrigued. Every rumor I heard says that Fenrir has already... Whoa, I feel like a hero's becoming a bit player, and a bit player's becoming our hero. Ah, it's you. What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Oh, you found her profile? So what if I did? Don't freak out on me. I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. In any case, for running, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. You know, drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how fair it all is now, can I? In fact, on such a fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting. That's one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When I first got together in the main hall, back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? What are you saying?
in other words,
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you. The total number of students taking part in this game was actually 16. 16? Then...
Mukuro the sixth, the one that watch out.
The student, Mukuro Ikusaba, he's part of the school life. So making all the regulations is...
Why?
huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because, like I told you, this game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And so you got some of your viewers now. I want to make sure everyone was on the same page. Don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Make sense?
Well,
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you. Seriously?
hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell me I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. Ha 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 ha! Sounds like cover a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand. The tattoo. Wait, but no! Uncle she said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means, that's not Kyoko. Because on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? Said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma is trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. Well, the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to the case. That's why Mukuro revealed the existence of the 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case? Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we'd have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she didn't, then she killed someone. That would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. isn't the culprit. Huh? Why do you say that? We thought Makuro was the mastermind's true identity? That's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of the way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other
Makuro
words-
giving us information would raise questions about her would be bold to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Makuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Makuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. They say it definitely doesn't seem possible, but that's the truth. If Makuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure the other places need investigation. Turns out that he and the dojo really are connected.
Let's go.
It's like those, just like at those super traditional public class houses. That's why the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go in one of these lockers.
I see. Very strange.
That's the one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key upon that locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. Click. Eagerly accepted the key and opened it. They taste though. Which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Well, nothing but strong little sticks. What could that be? What could that be used for then? Inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must be surely related to the case. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Anything wrong?
Very strange.
Very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. How did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
It's just something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. You know, secret that Makuro is a part of? It's cool, where'd you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info on how it doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
Actually, no. We should take a break. We're 2 hours in now, so we'll be taking a small break. Everyone, get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, get a drink, do whatever you need to do. Alright. 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 Here we go. You can return with a file in hand. Take a look at this. I know what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way in school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt for 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, they are mere presence enough to strike fear into any enemy. They must have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, coming out, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. All neutralized, or in case they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there's a mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is this? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. The battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting? Definitely is the word I use. So anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. As you mention it, what's the saying about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? Wolf of Ragnarok. Which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? Show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... So Mikuru Ikusaba is dead.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
No.
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
And the time has come. Now let's try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
You know, it seemed that way, so let's go. Like last time, we'll be finishing up this chapter with the case, and then just disappear without a word. Oh, is anything high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? Huh? What, are you jealous? Or are you making some kind of creepy fancy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking, brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for five full minutes waiting for something weird to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or what? Jesus! No, did I scare you?
Come on.
Anyway, next mission. Why'd you waste my time and make me wait like that? I made you wait? No, backwards. You're the ones making me wait, huh? I wait for everyone to arrive. We can't arrive. It's hard until everyone's here. Now, can we? Wait a minute. Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the ones making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. And look, I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive! That's a ghost! Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But it's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late.
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulations did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty, officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, I'll see your butts into the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. Kyoko, you didn't die.
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Ah, so not necessarily a good thing for us, huh? He's right, now you gotta deal with a ghost. I told you stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if you take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this trial is over. I'm sorry, I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Hi, Kyoko. Listen, before you start, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. Second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors, cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. The administration came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. Took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
just a second.
Hey, what are you doing here before you get in trouble with Monokuma?
Makoto...
We can go over all these after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. That's what's important for everyone, right? So why would you say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, that's all. I was told that hurt my ears, and dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes to preparing for an execution. In that dusty darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the door opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Oh, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. Time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show! One fifth time. Did the room look different to anyone else? The room was like completely different. Yeah, it is.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will
No more red
determine
curtains,
the
no more blue
results.
walls.
If you can figure out who done
Does it change every
only
level, or I just
you
haven't
will
noticed
receive
now?
Punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, what?
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
Okay. What do you think? Actual vegetables. I like actual vegetables.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
What important trait you can get?
I got it!
The gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
You know why?
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma
Yeah.
told me. Apparently, you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
And of course, it's Kyoko. You know why? We're gonna have to reset her in the case we won't move forward, so I won't have any choice but to.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't.
they got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well,
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, she had fake nails on. This is really stupid. I don't really know why they're doing this.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty
Is this
weird
weird?
for someone who's self.
No, this is just like, this is just kind of ruining the pacing.
Fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Have to identify the victim. Hero maiden this no bitches.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Oh my god.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, he'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Bitch!
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
I got it!
Like, this is like the last thing I want to do. I just want to learn more story. And they are breaking it up with this dumbass case file shit.
Okay, so
And I
To
just,
show that they're a member of
It's-
the team,
I
each
really don't like
soldier
it.
that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
and since Fenrir is... LOL, EO, Wolf, 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 Wolf.
Now I understand.
They probably really improved the pacing and how like gameplay is in the second game.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Wolf.
man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a coup-last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean,
Well,
being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
here is the Master Chief. That's right.
Who was Mukuro?
Caused the fall of Reach by fucking a prisoner of
This
war.
whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she was
that's not canon.
important character?
Hey, it just happened in the show, man.
Which would mean she was the same as
Absolutely
us,
canon.
just another participant.
Then
It's from the spin-off series.
Mastermind.
I mean, it happened in the show, man.
It must
That
have been
series,
the Hope's
complete truth.
Academy headmaster after all.
Master
No,
Chief
the
fucked a
headmaster
prisoner of
has
war.
nothing to do with it.
There's
How
evidence.
can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please
Happened on X videos too.
little chatter and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine.
Cortana got
Uncovering the
cut.
identity of the
Katana.
mastermind will have to wait. But remember
Live
this.
cuck reaction.
No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Why is that lit
I
up?
have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I understand somehow I have to clear my name. This time it actually was you. That'd be crazy, man.
Say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe.
The body was discovered at 9.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
In Toko, what time is it?
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Looks like the game has begun. Alright. If I can't provide an ally for that period, I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear and the body ended up in the garden. Ooh.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I was in the garden at the same time every morning.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Fuck off.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to. So Makoto, if you have any
I,
objections now.
where am I supposed to fucking use it? That's totally right. Yes, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the.
I guess it's the body analysis.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Shoot!
Where am I supposed to use it then? I'm actually kind of confused now.
Time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Come on!
Shoot!
Ah! This is actually annoying.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Why would it be fragments near the dead body? That doesn't make any sense.
10 o'clock at night.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any
Objections now would be the time.
I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections now would be the time.
Thing that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Sprinklers. Thinking back, the corpse was almost completely dry. Yes. In which case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. After 7:30.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that
Do they want me to switch?
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections now would. We've established a time. It took
Place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
What do you want me to do? This better not be a fucking case where I have to use every fucking thing.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
It took
Place somewhere between 10.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Actually, the murder couldn't
Brings
have
in 10 a.m.,
happened
yeah.
anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Sorry, my mind's just. I'm just glazing over
What
shit.
makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
I've just really stopped caring about solving these murders, and I just want to solve the whole mystery of the school. I'm kind of getting tired of this game, honestly.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
I want to get to the next game where apparently shit gets like much
Saying
better.
only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
Shut the fuck up, Toko.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinklers?
Toko's like unbelievably
Trying to
horny.
deny
Just don't,
my
just ignore it.
entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
This means I got the body wet. It was me. I got it wet. I got it wet because of the fucking bucket of water. Toko's a weirdo. Don't, just ignore her. Alright, so should we make clear? Oh, come on.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything.
Over fucking sprinklers?
Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you.
This one actually, this is actually one case that actually feels like it's trying to like drag things out.
Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? How can you say it?
This should prove it.
From me having to like solve like, no, it's not a ghost, it's fucking Kyoko, to like this.
And you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body...
There was really no reason for that entire
must
minigame.
have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
There actually isn't a point of most of these like little mini games.
I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
There's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is. No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Okay, then who fucking did it?
You're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Yeah, I agree.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is...
Kyoko, what the fuck?
insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I got it!
Tarp.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why does she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, that tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body, the other side isn't covered in blood.
Something's not right.
And what might that be?
That's repeat what Kyoko said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side.
But the underside of it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yeah. I like Ace Attorney more. This is a compelling plot, but it's not as good. I just think it doesn't need all this gameplay bullshit. If it was just like a more horror-esque, like murder-esque with like anime version of Ace Attorney with a bunch of teenagers, I would have been completely fine. Maybe some more gameplay into investigation, but not with the case.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting...
So the reason the tarp was only because the sprinkler.
But the underside, it was totally
It's because that side was, since it was facing down. Of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry. Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on
But yeah, I
represents
prefer
some
Ace
kind of
Attorney over this.
camouflage?
This one's like actually trying to hide the fact that it's basically Ace Attorney.
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something?
The nurse's office.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
Oh, chicken.
The killer got the
Chicken
blood
blood.
right there in the garden.
Chicken. They killed a chicken, those bastards!
I got it! Could it have been chicken?
It's not right.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
That's just not right, man. That's just not right.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
What?
That's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
We should be holding a class trial for the chicken.
To avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No.
I think so.
No?
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare.
Yoko!
Didn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
But so is hers. What's her alibi?
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah, I want to have it. Yep. But then it got taken in the middle of the night.
The knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
It actually happened last night. I thought maybe the killer really... Maybe I thought I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Anyways, now I should be able to make it clear. That proves I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Well, if I actually did kill her, then I'd be punished unless something happens before anything happens. But just as a coat into the body. What's going on? Damn it.
The knife we
Go back to the
found
back.
lodged
Go back to the
in
end.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it.
Just because I had that automatic.
Well, so there's no... You took that knife...
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We're already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Which means that the knife was thrust through the coat of the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before,
That seals it.
Just because I had that automatic...
Well,
getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No.
No, that's wrong.
They were stabbed after being killed.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
I hate Hero,
the
honestly.
knife had been
I hate
thrust
Weedman.
through the coat
He's so
along with
annoying.
the body.
I don't like him.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
At least it's not horny annoying like Toko. No. He's still annoying. That's the thing, I just don't like him. It was written down for everyone to see.
I got it.
I was gonna
The
was gonna read that
Monokuma
first for
clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to
Yeah,
notice the
yee.
stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
Shut up, Hero.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any...
Why don't you ever fucking tell her, man?
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know,
It has to be edgy and cool. It's his only defining trait. It's all he has for
It's
him.
only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto.
Dad be sneaking.
And the only one who would benefit from that
Why
is
did
the only other
my dad just come in?
suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
Yeah, because I know, but then saw you were busy.
That's true.
Well, thank you for telling me that. I need to go. We have to stop anyway for a moment. We're an hour in, so yeah, get up, stretch. I'll go talk to my dad. Yes, Dad? Alright, so I found out why my dad opened the door. He was looking for the dog. He was trying to see where Wolfie went, and turns out Wolfie went underneath his bed. Which is a place he goes sometimes. But yeah, we're back. Hopefully we can finish this within the hour.
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
No, ultimately killed the victim. You need to concentrate. It doesn't seem small though. How he's under there? What that dog doing? Yeah, he's a fairly big dog. But he got on his belly and crawled.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
I don't think we know that.
Because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? Time with knife, which went completely through the body. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Well, yeah, that's not. Why did I even do that? That was an idiotic thing.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't even then.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her
No!
entire body.
Ooh, that was close. Showing the leaves.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
The explosion didn't.
Ah, this is one where they want me to
And it wasn't you because of the knife. And then.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire.
Yeah, my dog's a wacky boy.
Continue the debate. The victim's
Well, he's a good wacky boy. There we go.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
That's dumb. That's stupid. You're stupid.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and
Alright.
I feel the same way!
Alright.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've...
A chicken! You're a murder weapon. No, it's dumb. I didn't mean to press that. Damn it. Fuck it. Fuck, I hate this game. It was the chicken! Yeah. No, what actually did it? About as thick as a metal pipe. It's not a knife. It's not the tarp. It's not a chicken. No. No, obviously, no. No. Wasn't a wood block key, wasn't a titanium arrow, wasn't duct tape. Unless... Ah, fuck it. I mean, see, that wasn't... didn't mean to say it was the actual murder weapon, but it's like something that maybe covered the murder weapon. To get blood on it. Yeah. Yeah, give it another shot, obviously. It's fucking... Come on.
Mukuro died because...
What about the wounds all over the rest of her...
The Monokuma file makes it...
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old...
Okay, then we're safe.
Blow to the back of the head.
Well...
Ah. I don't know. Ah, you should know what the weapon is. I don't. Unless it's a sprinkler. No.
Shoot.
Arrows? No, they're too thin. Like a metal pipe. An arrow is thinner than a pipe. Let's look at the Monokuma file again. Struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. Unless it was like a bunch of them? No. Arrows are way too thin. But they said those things were fucking thin.
The head with something, and that's what killed her.
Okay, game.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the
They said they were strong, though they were rather thin. That's not...
That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro?
Do people even know how big... Do these people know how big a metal pipe is?
There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master?
Does that make any sense to you, Specs?
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
One more secret? Yeah. If I think this is where this is going is correct, it makes complete sense.
It was in the dojo locker.
What, like they're all taped together?
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to Master! You have no right!
It wouldn't be nearly thick enough, which is why they use a bunch of arrows taped together.
Arrow. It was in the dojo lock. I have no doubt that was the murder
Are
weapon.
you sure?
You don't sound
But it said the weapon must... It seems like an arrow would just...
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
I still think that's rather stupid, but okay.
And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Thanks, Soko.
One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
Yeah, the retainers are extremely stiff, very expensive as well.
Stashed the weapon in the
Yeah.
dojo locker. It was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely.
But they fly as true as you can realistically get. Yeah.
Because we have proof, of course, don't we, Makoto?
Wait, archery school, and I had a passing interest in it.
What's the matter?
Yeah, I know somewhat about archery.
To protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Oh, shut up, Yakia.
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Yes, you have evidence. She had the fucking woodblock key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all
Wish my school had archery class. I probably would have gone and done it.
You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Would have been cool to be able to do archery.
You really are
I've only done like a very little bit of it.
her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her.
Wasn't at school. He did lessons on his own.
Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
I thought, because he said that you did archery in school. So I thought it was in
Last
school.
night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
You protecting me? Does that mean she... She knew I was being attacked. Not during school, not part of it. It was its own thing you joined up to? Okay. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... What you mean that Kyoko? She killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What does that mean?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
Damn, why do I keep doing that?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave a room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean... That's right!
Those words.
God, I'm fucking stupid.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated you said I hid
And then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Okay. Yeah, you got there. Yeah. God.
Those words you just spoke.
Just hadn't thought about that. But now I need to pick... I guess it's probably just like the...
There's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated you said I hid and then left
The locker key in my own room.
Why did I do it again?
Correct?
Ugh. I was supposed to hold it.
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not the. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated you said I hid and then left the
Okay.
locker.
Key in my own room.
Grab it.
Correct.
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide something from.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
I did not mean to do that.
Is that what you're...
You stated you said.
I don't know why, but just these controls like are confusing me at this moment in time for some reason.
But could I really have done that?
Okay. Now actually do it.
Those words you just spoke.
Actually use it.
I'm not the. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof...
That you aren't the culprit.
There. Got it.
No.
Sorry that took so long. My mind is apparently not working at full capacity.
Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
That means...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's actually not true. There's a clear contradiction to what Kyoko just said. Actually told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she feel that threatened because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Is there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko just said earlier? I mean, I die here, the Mrs. Stu will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind laid for us. The Mastermind's trap. The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trapped. The victim was Mikuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. You spend all your time trying to avoid danger. You will never move forward. We know the danger. That means solving the mystery. We have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? Pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Because there's some deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Hidden.
I didn't... Because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are...
Kyoko's account. What did it say? Secret tool which grants access to any room in the school.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No, that's wrong. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Not quite. He's only came with a secret tool which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying, Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time. Huh? I'm sorry to say, but your time is...
Maybe I shouldn't have pursued it.
Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting, but I guess we already...
Job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. You got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. Something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko! Prepared an extra special punishment this time. Is everyone ready? Okay then. I think this might be the path that I saw before. The class trial is in. Still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or, regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me, I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Makuro's class trial, and it proved to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope Peak ever again. We obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all others. Yep, I think this is where we're going to see. Yep! Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. There was only one hope. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? Can't believe Toko fucking dies? When did she die?
This isn't right!
Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Her claim? Oh, that's right. I have to if it was Kyoko's lie or not. Hey, I'm glad it brings it. I'm fine with that. As long as it brings me right back to it. You know, if I had to go through a bunch of that shit over again, then I would be mad. But the fact that they brought me right to that exact moment, I'm fine with it. Let's do the matchman shot that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them.
That felt so pointless. I think they just wanted to put in like an extra death scene.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one
Well, yeah.
time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial.
What? What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay?
Let's see what this
Everyone,
says.
please vote using
I'm fine with it as long as it brings me right back to the spot where I make the choice. Otherwise, yeah, it gets annoying, but it seems like we did it. After all, it's rating me. I got an A, and that's pretty cool.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Honestly, it's fine to have multiple endings like that. Like, if you play Steins Gate, that has multiple endings, and they all, like, add something. So I'm fine with it. Though, that one was a bit silly, and not really that important, but I need to stop cracking my knuckles. This is not good for me.
I don't expect you to forgive me.
Alright. So they're just doing the same one? Couldn't even find... I thought these were all especially crafted for a specific character. The other one isn't canon. Aha! Though that fall does seem pretty dangerous. To be fair, the fucking eye saves you, but not Kyoko. Well, there's nothing she could do. The AI was able to get into the mainframe or whatever, because we connected it to the internet. Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus on that stupid guy? He must have planned it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that? What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. Oh yeah, it doesn't save Kyoko, yeah. That is pretty stupid, isn't it? It's a pinch and itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. Yeah, why didn't it save Kyoko? That's actually pretty fucking stupid. There's no reason it wouldn't save Kyoko. They just wanted to have an ending where everyone fucks Hale. Gangbang love the... Yeah, that's fucked up. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko. Fucking Japan? Nah, it's not just a specific Japan thing. That's whoever made this game. Because apparently, things get a lot hornier in the next two games. Or at least the second game. Just what the hell is going on? It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh? Now it's on Mastermind that's ensnared. What are you talking about? You understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. But that fall that Makoto took, that was pretty bad. School towers are all over the buildings and it's bustling your ears. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every magic graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. Ace Attorney isn't hard to stream, just saying. I've already played Ace Attorney. When the next Ace Attorney game, like trilogy, hopefully, comes out, I'll stream that. I got the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but that was meant for my Hawaii trip, so I've already gotten through it. Most of it, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Wake up here again? What? Where am I? My head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. Body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. Is this all going to be like a simulation? No. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together, and then I was awake. Or is this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench of my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Is this a Ubisoft game? Ugh. Just a spot hike all across the area. This might be some kind of underground garbage pit. Let's see. We're all too well it happened. Hugo saved me, and he used up the last bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. But why did it fucking save Kyoko? That's fucked up. Might have to stop soon anyway. I do have to walk the dog. Yeah, here's gonna be easy. Well, I'm not getting out anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. Plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Yeah, it's a garbage shit. It's a garbage pit. Garbage shit. Creepy fetish shit. Yeah. Still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. Yeah, proud next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What? A strange sound pierced my silent station, jarring me awake. We were at the pile of garbage and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Is this the key?
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Where she emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Oh!
It smells awful.
Should take a picture of that. Kyoko, you got a little cup? Goku? What does that say? The MacGuffin. She's kind of a MacGuffin, I guess. But at least she's a person. And a cool one.
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. Give it a quick sachet to get rid of the trash and face me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! That's very water that she was holding out for me. Seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. She also has the MacGuffin, yes. It's the MacGuffin in a cute girl. Now, I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So I haven't given up then. Of course not. After all, the fact that I keep going forward is about all I'm good at. That's not such a bad thing to be good at. Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
Pay a debt, or no. To atone. Atone? Didn't try, even though you knew I was lying. You didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
Well, listen. Not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
it's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other
is so that I
words,
can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made my mind to come to Hope Peak Academy for one very important reason. You gonna come to Hope Peak Academy?
Indeed.
That's right. I did it. At least I did once. Once? Recently, I've forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... Then I remember what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible! Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember what the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at school? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted. When I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. When I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. Couldn't remember why I'd come to school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But, what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? The only ways I can come up with, because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. Not if I just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things myself this whole time. But, if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. Which case only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That's why I could do it myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should my goal isn't to get out of here. It's...
Yeah. Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you to help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. So yeah, the reason for doing all that investing on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective! I mean, that's obvious from the get-go, man. We all understood this. We all fucking knew this! That's obvious.
correct.
The reason I can't Hope's Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school.
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Peaks Academy. Headmaster? Why'd you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I said for him as a child. It turns out he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak headmaster? I was about to make a joke like, oh, it's her father! And that explains when Alterigo told us he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster. No matter the cost.
So,
Remember, he hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Was to find him. That makes sense.
however,
Well, listen, Mikoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I stuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so,
You might have ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers jumped on the floor. My conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything it was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. Why there? Because I'd also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map?
indeed.
It's the layout of the entire Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mikuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor is home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. There's some kind of private room there. I assume that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough.
However,
It has to do with Mikuru Ikusaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be very clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
anyway,
What can I say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuru Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I saw that Keen disappeared. In retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? That's when I knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikuru Ikusaba. What's that? It's the point where Mikuru may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... We'll be stopping soon anyway. Gotta walk the dog. And I'm helping my dad make pasta tonight because I need to learn how to cook food.
Anyway,
Here's what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I suddenly sensed a dread. I looked down the stairwell. I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
Saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
I was into things, of course. I sought them, but that led to... Whoever the assassin was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and there's a key wound up in my room. All work of the mastermind. Well, this means whoever killed Mikuru is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
Don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but does that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mikuru. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mikuru was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair.
It would seem.
Who the despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all of the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair? That is a real enemy. And there's the end of chapter 5. So, we are actually on the final chapter then. Alright, well, I gotta stop. I apologize for the dumb shit I did. That was really stupid of me. However, it should be the last. It should not happen again. Same people put together this clean game and bring out broadcasting all around the world. It was content. I think people would more find that annoying, like people who are like interested in the story. And I have to skip through a bunch of shit because I made a dumb decision. Makes me feel like an idiot. Finally revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. But we will leave that for the end. If YouTube will allow me, I'll probably cut out that part. That part where I made a stupid decision. But if not, then my stupid decision is for everyone to watch. I don't think it's very funny, but whatever. But we've made very important progression. we are now on the final chapter. Which means hopefully next time I stream this, which maybe tomorrow, if I decide, we will finish up this game and move into the second one. And then we can finally get into a... From what everyone I've heard talk about the game, it gets better in the second one. So... that's all we can really hope for. Alright, well, Specs, thanks for sticking around, making fun of me. That was like necessary. I need someone to make fun of me for that shitty decision I made. But thank you guys all for watching. For anyone who's watching the VOD, I don't know why you'd watch this one specifically after all that shit I just did, but you know, I stream, oh god. I stream on Twitch. Should be in the description because I just export the VOD, honestly. I don't put much effort into it because it should be there, and if not, you should at least find the link on my channel. So, if you find this interesting, please follow me. You know, I could always use more support. I'm not really doing this just to become like a big streamer or anything. I'm also doing this just to show my love for video games and my love for storytelling. And it's just nice to have memories to look back on as well. But yeah. Support me if you want. Anyway, I need to go walk the dog. So, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all next time. And I'll see you all in that said next time. Goodbye, everyone.